Revelot, a brand I featured 2 times on the channel so far, is launching a new model. And in true Revelot fashion, it has absolutely nothing in common with the previous 2 models. Usually, brands try to stick to a certain DNA or design language, if you will, especially traditional brands, while micro brands have more room for experimentation. Revelot is stretching that room with each new model. The latest one, called Gentus after Gerald Genta and not gentleman, is their take on the Patek Philippe Nautilus, thus the ears as they call them on the case. By ears I mean the repetition of the crown guard on the other side of the case as well. This makes for a watch that is very hard to actually measure and tell you the size. Officially they offer 2 variants, a 36mm quartz version and a 40mm that can be had as both a Swiss-powered quartz and the Seiko NH35 for the regular dial version or Seiko NH70 for the skeletonized one. Both I got are 40, but I definitely had to check with my calipers as both were much smaller than one would expect. Their measurement is done from one corner of the case to another, and yes, it is 40mm like that, while the ears extended to 41.5. But the bezel that gives the impression of size is just 37, and being quite wide makes the dial, which is yet another size impression related part, appear very small, thus resulting in this watch wearing as small as it does. This makes me confident in telling you to go for the 40mm version regardless of how small your wrist is, as lug to lug is also quite short, 45mm the case itself, and even when you include the first link of the bracelet, it is under 50. I was able to get a comfortable fit despite this having a double folded butterfly clasp, as they include 2 half links, one on each side, which in my opinion is a must on these types of bracelets. All that resulted in this being one of, if not the only integrated bracelet watch that doesn't look weird on my small wrist. But beware, they use pin and collar system, so make sure not to lose the color when sizing the bracelet. The thickness is pretty okay as well, at 11.9mm for the automatic and just 9.2 for the quartz version. Now, despite these 2 watches being the same model from the same brand and having the same kilosh version of the dial, they're a world apart when you get up close. The quartz version has the grooves pretty shallow and soft, making for a very stamped look of the pattern, while the salmon-colored automatic has them deep and very sharply cut, making you feel like it was actually done by cutting into the dial the traditional way. It really looks much better than the green-colored quartz. I also prefer the markers on the automatic. Both feature multifaceted design and a mix of finishes that is also transferred to the hands, but the blacked out ones just look so much cooler against the salmon dial, even though the golden green would be my choice if someone asked me about it without me seeing both in person. Both feature decent lume on the hands, but one on the chapter ring is slightly underwhelming, something Revelot also recognized, so they will be improving it by the time these ship out. The watches will vary in price depending on the movement and bracelet option, with this rubber strap quartz version starting at $163 or $130 if you sign up for the early bird access, while the bracelet automatic version like this one will cost $309, and again it drops to $250 for early bird supporters. Honestly, given how well the bracelet and case are finished, and given the incredible machining of the dial on the Solomon automatic, the prices are more than fair, especially if you sign up in the pre-order phase. The foreign materials visible under macro are apparently only due to these being pre-production models that haven't gone through quality control, so the ones you get should be better. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.